creation of an European air traffic control facility was of a far-reaching vision, which could only be achieved with the extraordinary devotion of all the people from our member countries.
Our people were ready to develop and accept new technologies and new operational concepts. That has never been a problem in Maastricht. Quite the opposite, really.
The Maastricht UAC people have always understood that they were contributing to a major and unique project. And on many occasions, they have shown that they are leaders and not just followers.
The pioneering spirit of the founding years still prevails. MUAC staff are strong believers in cross-border multinational service provision. And our motto, passionate about performance, truly represents the attitude of MUAC staff.
So it was in 1964 that EUROCONTROL took the decision to organize a cross-border air traffic control service for the upper airspace in the Benelux countries as well as in Germany. On February the 29th in 1972, we welcomed the first aircraft in the upper airspace over Belgium, which was controlled from the facility in the Netherlands. And that was the first step of what we now call a single European sky. It took us quite some political effort before we were able to realize this visionary concept. In 1974, we integrated the upper airspace over northern Germany. In 1975, we welcomed the German military controllers, which led us to an extraordinary civil-military coordination. It took us quite a number of years more before it was possible to integrate the Amsterdam controllers in 1986. During this period, there were many firsts in the Maastricht UAC. For instance, a digital radar display, a multi-radar tracking facility, and last but not least, a short-term conflict alert function, which is now in worldwide use. All these functions were instrumental for us in order to cope with the increasing traffic in the 1980s.
From 85 to 95, traffic increased with a factor of 2.4. Like the rest of Europe, we were also confronted with a lack of handling capacity, delays and congestion. Everybody was trying to deliver more capacity with traditional means, but those days were over. We had to look for new ways. Electronic strips were introduced in 1992. We developed a means to feed more radars in our multi-radar tracking system. This increased the capacity and the range. Data links started to be used. They will become law in 2013. These developments followed from the belief that without new and innovative technology, we would not be able to handle the ever-increasing traffic. At the same time, we launched a challenging program to extend the building, a new operations room and a new operational display system. Without this new infrastructure, we would not have been able to make it.
Our first business plan was introduced in 1996. And this was an important development as it showed that our activities were gaining more business focus, with clear objectives, with a clear strategy and key performance indicators to monitor our performance. The transformation of air traffic management had started. Also in 1996, the group of senior officials of the 4 states and EUROCONTROL recommended the introduction of free route airspace to cope with the ever-growing traffic demand. 15 years later, this visionary concept has now become a reality. At the end of the 90s, traffic continued to pick up. In December 1998, for the first time, we recorded our 1 millionth flight, quite a milestone for the Maastricht UAC. The move to the new ops room in 2002 was a real quantum leap. The advanced operational display system was designed to help controllers work more safely, more efficiently, with the most modern tools to cope with dense traffic in the core area of Europe. But we were already looking at the next big step, a new flight data processing system.
The project was very complex, but we finally managed to introduce the very first interoperable, trajectory-based flight data processing system in 2008. With a new FDPS, we wanted to go forward, faster and further. Besides safety, our focus was more than ever on performance. We had the international concept, we had the cross-border sectors, we had the experience. What we needed was an even more advanced technology and yet another innovative approach to ATM. Thanks to new FDPS, we have been able to introduce the first phases of free route airspace in high-density Europe. In the meantime, the free route airspace concept is becoming a cornerstone of the public airspace strategy. Today, MUAC handles more than 1.5 million flights per year, safely, with minimum amount of delay and at good value for money. No wonder, therefore, that MUAC stands out between the most performant ANSPs in Europe.
Maastricht UAC has always been able to provide excellent cooperation with the ATC organizations in the 4 states and in the core area of Europe.
40 years of operations at Maastricht have shown that it is easier, safer and more efficient to handle traffic in a borderless airspace.
MUAC proves that national thinking, national boundaries can be overcome to the benefit of the European ATM network. So let us create a true single European sky.
We had a dream for a European air traffic management. Maastricht UAC is our first child, and it has perfectly stood the test of time. Happy anniversary, Maastricht!